disappointing. I don't even know how to articulate it properly. I'm so annoyed at Ruben Amorim, and I'm so annoyed at these players. And what you're going to get tonight in the Manchester United fan base, what you're going to see is the low-hanging fruit is going to be grabbed. It will be the manager, the system, the tactics. That is what the pundits will talk about. It's what the journalists will talk about, because that is where the value is. That is where the money is. That is where the clicks are in get the manager out. I said it after the Grimsby game. I kind of got broke that night. I'd lost faith. I said I'll support each individual game. If we do well, I'll praise it. If we do badly, I'll condemn it. Nothing has changed in my mindset in relation to that. Today, Ruben Amorim, what he did get wrong today, massively wrong, is that starting lineup. Absolutely wrong. You saw an improvement in us. A lot of chances being developed when Bruno got put back into the 10 role, where he's one of the best in the world. Ahmad in the middle, and Mainu in the middle and Ahmad out wide. It didn't work with Ahmad in the 10 today. The midfield, it just did what it did. Yes, it was being outnumbered because they went in narrow, but it actually left us space out wide to attack, and we'll get into that later. That doesn't bother me so much. That'll be what the media focus on. I'm looking at the individual personnel that he picked incorrectly today. He should have started with Ahmad as the right back, Bruno and Mbeumo in the 10s, and Mainu in the middle. He got that horrendously wrong. And you saw such a dramatic improvement in the team, in how we played, how we were able to progress the ball when Mainu was there. And he should have done that from the start. Horrendous mistake from him. I also look at Ruben Amorim, and I look at it from the perspective that he keeps making these substitutions at centre-back. And I just don't think we need to keep messing with that. I feel the reason that third goal went in is because you've rejigged the back line as well as other areas. It's like a whole new team out there again. There was just no need. There was just no need. I don't think Maguire coming on was going to help us win the game. Maybe if you're throwing him up top 10 minutes to go for a header, yeah. But it made no sense to do that. And he does it too often. And these players have got to build relationships with each other through adversity as well. And I thought those two things were massively wrong from the manager today. Should he be sacked? A lot of people will say yes. Could I see us improving in a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3? Yes. Do I think that's going to be sustained? Do I think we're going to go from strength to strength? Do I think we're going to start challenging for the league this year, next year, the year after? No. And this is my issue in the debate. I don't care if this offends you. I've just got to speak the truth. It ain't my fault if you're fucking stupid. We always just think sacking the manager is the solution, but that isn't me defending AMORIM. It's not about AMORIM. It's about remembering what the root cause problems at this club are. I have discussed this every time we've sacked a manager. Every time it gets ignored, every time the new manager's struggling, we go back to square one again. And you are never going to beat me into submission just because you're stupid. I'm not going to do that. It may be the right time for him to move on. It may be. I'm not even worried about the head coach. I'm more worried about the direction. If we go for a manager who likes the squad, loves the sort of profiles that we're scouting and thinks he can get better results, I'm all for it, in fact. I'm all for it. What I'm against is going in a brand new direction, having to change everything. You know, the new manager comes in, first press conference, like, yeah, we've got open heart surgery to do here. It's going to take years to clear this squad out. I'm just going to be done with it. Finish with it. So sack him, keep him. You guys can debate it. For me, the direction we go in as a club is more important. That being said, I can't let these players off the hook. I implore Man United fans to not let these players off the hook again. They were so bad today. They were so bad. They lacked fight. And the opportunities we had that we missed, the individual errors that led to a couple of those goals were absolutely out of this world. We missed 2 open goals in the space of a couple of minutes. Even just for a consolation goal, you're missing open goals. And again, I got kind of gaslit by a lot of United fans online. Oh, you know, Højlund, it's all Højlund. Do you know what? Højlund really regressed last year and he had to move on. And there were flaws in his game. But just before he left, I went back to going, actually, do you know what? I'm not going to lose sight of what I said year one that was correct. We didn't create for the guy. Again today, what did we create for Šeško? What did we create for him? Nothing. Not a single ball across the 6-yard box for a tap-in. Not a single ball when he made runs. And he made many, many a good run. Not a single ball threaded through. When we had the we're consistently making this mistake. And because of these mistakes, we're CPRFC. CPRFC. We breathe life back into every single goddamn opponent. City started today's game. They weren't very good. First 15 minutes, we had the ball. We were getting it into good areas. There was 3 occasions, and what you'll get from Man United fans that want AMORIM out and they lie that it's the sole solution to the club, they'll ignore all of this. I'm not. But again, I want to reiterate this for the silly people. This isn't about protecting Ruben Amorim. Mods, anyone who says it is, block them. I'm joking, actually. Don't block them. Let them speak. I'll name him to you. 4th minute of the game, Man United press Rodri. They win the ball off him. The ball's given to Ahmad. There is miles of space for Mbeumo on the right-hand side. O'Reilly's gone forward. Ahmad, simple ball needs to be played in. Overhits it by a country mile, goes out for a throw. Okay? 4.5 minutes later, Dorgu gets the ball. We press again. We win the ball back. Great pass out to the left-hand side by Bruno Fernandes. Šeško is in the prime position for a striker. He's in between the 2 centre-backs. He's running towards goal. They're kind of half looking at the ball, looking for the player. They're off balance. Cross that ball into the centre for Šeško. Unless it's a great save or a terrible miss, he's going to score. What does he do? He crosses it to the back post to Ahmad behind him, who tried an overhead kick. It went wrong. Why are we crossing it to the back post instead of to where the number 9 is? 4.5 minutes after that. Go back and watch the game. These are all facts I'm giving you here. Mbeumo, good bit of play by Bruno Fernandes again, who's not great deep, but again, wonderful ball down the right-hand side. Mbeumo beats O'Reilly. He's steaming in towards the goal. You've got Ahmad at the back post. You've got Šeško, who was involved in the build-up play, coming towards entering the 18-yard box. There's 2 options for Mbeumo. Early cross to the back post for Ahmad. I think Dorgu was there as well. Or you take 1 or 2 more steps and you cut the ball back for Šeško so he can lever it at goal. What does he do? He takes the extra 2 or 3 steps, but then crosses it to the back post. To no disrespect, right? To a hobbit, the ball's cleared. Those 3 occasions happened again and again. In the second half, we saw the misses. We saw the misses again and again. Manchester United players consistently let this club down. And I don't care whether you want the manager in. I don't care whether you want the manager out. We hurt this club by not calling out these players that continually make mistakes. And by the way, when it's fashionable to go on the manager and say he's got to leave in the media, they forget this. They're the first, though, to jump on the players if the manager's going through a good period and has a bad result. You'll get Roy Keane that will say, these players have let other managers down before, etc., etc. And that remains true. So for me, what I am imploring Man United fans to do is put pressure upon our board, pressure upon our owners to say, listen, you may have to move Amorim on. That would be with his win percentage, with his inability to make changes in games. He's tampering with the centre-backs. His bad decisions today with the starting lineup, coupled with everything else. I get it. I understand. I've said it from day one. I actually got called out a lot for this on socials when I said it. If we have the right structure and we're always moving in the same direction with a few minor deviations, you can change managers on a fairly regular basis as long as you all sing off the same hymn sheet. I'm up for that. I'm fine with it, in fact. Ruben may not be the guy. But please, oh please, oh please, Man United fans, don't let these players off the hook. Even right down to the first goal. Luke Shaw. How many games has he played in his career? If I say 300, I might be being conservative. 300 plus odd games. Why would you ever stand square like that? Why would you stand square like that to a player like Doku? Good skill. Very good skill. But he made it so easy. I'm telling you this now. An average skillful Sunday League footballer, if any Premier League centre-back's basically standing square with his feet planted, you'll beat them. Because you can't move. It's physics. You can't move. And then he gave up. Then he gives up. Bruno Fernandes, I thought it was okay on the ball going forward today. Brilliant, in fact, when he went to the 10. Not going with Foden as a runner. As much as City fans will love what they did, I look at that from a United perspective. Lazy, insubordinate, poor. The chance creation, lack thereof, and the terrible finishing today. The only attempt on goal where I can't blame anybody was in Mbumo's volley. That was just, I think Man United fans today got a very small tipple, a slight taste of what Arsenal fans felt in that semi-final of the Champions League. But I implore Man United fans, whether you want AMORIM to stay or whether you want him to go, don't let these players off the hook. Don't let them think. Say AMORIM walks tonight or is fired tonight. Don't let them sit there and go, we'll get away with that now. Don't let it be when a new guy comes in. We all do the same thing. Oh, it's a clean slate for everyone. Everyone gets a clean slate. Everyone gets a chance again. I'm going to stick to my favourite players. I'm going to hate on the ones I hate still, but everyone gets a chance again. Do you ever see the Ali G film when he's doing the hunger protest and he changed himself to a post and the journalist turns up with a box of, I think, McChicken nuggets from McDonald's and stands there with him in front of him and he sort of says, "Chicken dipper!" and he bites it and eats it. And the journalist says, "Right, that hunger strike's over, let's leave." And he goes, and Ali G sort of goes, no. He goes, "Starting again from now," right? It's a great movie, great scene. That's Man United fans every time we sack a manager. We go, right, everything I've said about these players in the past, let's wipe it clear, starting again from now. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. Because if these players are not made by the fans and the ownership to know that even if a manager's sacked for the bad results and performances, if they're made to feel they're safe and they're going to keep getting more and more chances, we will never get better to the degree that we want to. We might improve the win percentage by 25, 30%. We might get in the top half and back into Europe, but you're never going to get to that pinnacle that we all claim where we want to be. We must not ignore that. Today was horrendous on every single level. We are CPRFC because we breathe new life back into Man City today. They'll go into their next couple of games with so much more confidence, and we shouldn't have done it. A real Man United team, players with the right mentality, a manager who picked the right starting 11, I think sees them off. Sorry, I thought something was going to fall in my office. It might. Actually, hit me on the head, knock me out. It might make me feel better. But from my perspective, I just feel flat and horrible after that. But I want to know what you think. I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions in the comment section below, people.